Hello, thank you for tuning in to today's pick a card reading. I'm doing a pick a card tarot reading about the root chakra. That's going to be the theme of this reading here. There are going to be 4 groups. I'll read for each group and each one will be its own individual reading. Feel free to choose one or more groups as it applies to you and as it resonates. I'll bring in some crystals if you need help choosing and if you need help tuning in. The root chakra is really going to be about grounding into the physical dimensions. It's really about our structure, our essence, our vitality. It's the base and foundation. This can be about ancestors and heritage. It's also going to be about vitality, about life force, about achievement, success. It can also be about protection, boundaries, safety, security, basic needs. It's a very base, fundamental, foundational type of energy. So let's go ahead and get started. I need to shuffle and distribute the cards into the 4 groups, and I will see you once I've done that. Okay, here we are with the group selection for this root chakra tarot reading. I've selected the crystals for each group, so take a minute to tune in and find which group resonates for you. This reading can be used as a type of attunement, activation, balance, anchoring. It can also reveal new and hidden truths and knowledge or put things into a new perspective that is supportive, optimistic. We're really tuning into the root chakra here. So if you have anything that needs to be cleared or needs to be kind of like powered up, this is a good place for it. We're going to be stirring up the energies of safety, security, foundation, protection, the fundamentals. Group 1, we have a ruby crystal. This is a rough ruby, and this is for group number 1. Group number 2, we have a pink calcite crystal. Group number 2. Group number 3, this is a red jasper. And group number 4, this is garnet. Okay, so go ahead and choose your groups and I will see you in the readings. Hello and welcome group number 1. If you chose group number 1 with the ruby crystal, this reading is for you, specifically about the root chakra. Let's go ahead and just get started. We're gonna start here with the Medicine Woman Tarot. The first card at the bottom is Bounty, Empress. Yeah, the root chakra is a lot about our resources and our needs and building a foundation of security, comfort, a place where we can get all of our needs taken care of as efficiently as possible. This is really about efficiency of our resources and building something bountiful because of that. The next card is the 9 of Stones. We have hard work and we have tending to our needs and taking care of the tasks or the duties so that we can have the reward or the fruit or the harvest that we desire. And then the third card here is the Star card, the Grandfathers. This is a card of innovation, epiphany, insight, and wisdom. It's essentially pointing and directing and saying that the way that we live our normal day-to-day lives reaps rewards for us that we cannot always expect. So this is, in this case, surprising rewards or surprising lessons that come about from keeping ourselves safe, keeping our needs met, taking care of ourselves, and really taking care of the fundamental needs. And as these are taken care of, then it opens up for exciting and enjoyable experiences in life. It opens up for new possibilities because we have our needs met, basically. So then that energy, it's like creating a lifestyle or a system where we are healthy and we are paying attention to our needs and taking care of them. And that because of that, we have more energy and vitality to put toward other pursuits, higher pursuits, or things that are not of the root chakra nature. Things that are more, this could be like academic pursuits, this can be any type of like adventurous vision, innovation, energy here. It's really saying that as we take care of our root needs, we are uplifted on a holistic level. The star card is Aquarian. It's related to Aquarius, the water bearer. It's just saying that there's something underneath the surface of all of this, of all of the physical dimension and the day-to-day activity. This is bringing to light the spirituality of it and how much power and strength there is in being a physical being and in doing physical tasks. So we're going to move on to the Shadowscapes Tarot here to continue the message. We have the Ten of Wands. We have the Seven of Wands. And we have the Knight of Swords. We're seeing kind of like underneath the surface what it takes to do these things and what comes about as rewards. So with the Ten of Wands, we are seeing someone who's kind of bending over, carrying a lot of weight. But this is weight that she has built and she has created. It's talking about the responsibility of what we create and what we put out into the world, sustainability. It also talks about realism and being realistic with our goals and making goals for ourselves that are achievable and attainable, knowing our own limits, and then putting the hard work and effort to building that for ourselves. Then the next card is the Seven of Wands, and we see conflict, confrontation. This can talk about the amount of energy that it requires to do everyday work or to grow, for example, like growing a garden. It takes a lot of focus and awareness and stability. There's also an opportunity as we confront our own issues to reap better rewards for ourselves in life and to take a look at any patterns that we might be in, any pathways where we might be stuck or making loops, and reassessing this to confront what we need to confront in order to get out of any loops that we're stuck in that we don't want to be in or that is taking our energy. Like this is taking into account our essential energetic functions, how much vitality we have through the day, and then making adjustments as needed and confronting things that might be obstacles or that might be hindering you. Then we have the Knight of Swords here. This is a youthful energy. It is air energy, mental energy. This can be having inspiring thoughts or inspiring vision or being inspired by life. This could be working toward feeling more comfortable and less bored by natural rhythm. With all the stimulation that we have in the world with electronics and such, it's easy to feel bored within oneself or kind of like unexcited by mundane activities. And if that's the case, we're going to be asked to confront that within ourselves to find more magic in daily life, to figure out how to get to where you can enjoy those tasks that you have to do all the time, the tasks that require your energy to confront or to engage with, and then creating inspiring vision within that and being able to be present with yourself and your own life experiences to the point where you enjoy them on like a very fundamental level. And then that enjoyment will enrich all of your experiences. And then you'll find new opportunities coming up, usually creative or inspiring opportunities to create a new path, a new system, or a new way of doing things. And that'll be through natural inspiration, through basically making your day-to-day life a meditation, or bringing spirituality into the mundane tasks that you have to do. Moving forward, we have the Apparition Tarot. I have 2 cards here. The first card is the Knight of Swords. This is a reiteration here of the youthful energy, problem solving, creating new insights, new perspectives, and new inspirations. This means that we basically have control with our mind of how we take our experiences, both of what we choose to build and what we choose to work toward, as well as how we choose to participate in each task, how we choose to show up and enjoy each task. We can either do it out of boredom or we can do it out of excitement. And there are a lot of different ways and possibilities to make life more exciting and more creative, but it does take focus. There is something about you'll have more control as you can rein in your focus and direct it specifically toward what you really love and desire, toward your, like, making life pleasurable through your intellect, through logical ways, being a little bit more aware of what's going on for you. A lot of these day-to-day tasks are instilled through our family and through our parents, through our teachers, and this is just requiring you to step up into your own power and authority within your mind and within how you perceive and receive all of them, and realize that you have options here. You have options of what you're doing and how you're doing it, and even your attitude about what you're doing. If you need to uplift your attitude, it'll take some work, but it'll be of long-term benefit. If there are things that you're doing that you don't really enjoy, it's really coming to terms with it and realizing that you can't fight the things you have to do, and that you need to put your effort and energy more toward building activities, hobbies, and interests that you really enjoy. This is a lot of problem-solving energy, just to get the fundamentals worked out better and smoother, essentially. And then we have the 3 of Pentacles coming up. I was about to start talking about success, but I wanted to see if the card has anything to do with success, and it does. It says that there is success possible, probably more than you can imagine, just by making a few adjustments in how you approach your physical life, your tasks, your routines, and your chores. It might be about not procrastinating as much. Maybe you just pick one activity that you don't procrastinate anymore and you use it as oomph or momentum to feel better. This could be about making new plans and new ideas, realizing where your attention has been focused, and maybe making shifts as needed to create something new that is more fruitful, that is more like aligned with your natural gifts, that's more conscious or focused or more aware. But this will take work. There's a lot of message here about it needs to take work, and it needs to be your choice. It needs to be what you choose to do and where you put your focus. And essentially you have the ability to connect all of your root essence with your other chakras and with your whole being. Sometimes we get really stuck in having to take care of mundane things, and it's easy to kind of forget about the excitement of being alive. And this just says making a shift into more prosperous, fruitful energy that is more aligned with your natural abilities and gifts. And then, yeah, again, it's a lot about changing focus about how you're doing stuff. And maybe just getting out of autopilot a little bit. Maybe just allowing yourself to be a little bit more present with your activities, and to focus on, like, a way to be present is to focus on the feeling sensation of what you're doing. You can focus on the sounds that are being made. There are a lot of senses and a lot of different ways that we can tune in to what's happening instead of being on kind of like autopilot where we're checked out or we're not really focused, we're just doing it. So all of that will enhance your root chakra, it will enhance your fundamentals, how you go about life, and the physical dimension for you. We have one last card here. This is the Sacred Earth Oracle. And we have motion. So simply by doing things, there's a magic, there's a kinetic energy. And when we bring our conscious awareness and focus to what's moving and what's going on, everything is enhanced. And everything, like, we can basically learn what we need to learn better. Everything has learning experiences and learning gifts that we receive. And if we direct our focus to what we're doing in a more clear way, then we'll be able to pick up on a lot of the nuances that we might not have before. There's like secret, mysterious layers underneath the physical that we can access. It doesn't have to be elusive to be magical. It is actually already there, and you're already building the magic of whatever you're doing because of what you're doing, if that makes sense. So by taking care of your life every day, you're creating a certain motion. And if you just concentrate your focus into more of the core or essence of what you're doing, then it's going to enhance every area of your life. And you will have new vision, you'll have new plans, new goals, new dreams and desires that you might not have thought possible before. Okay, thank you so much for listening and tuning in. That is the reading for group number 1, the Ruby Crystal. This is really beautiful energy about enhancing our physical dimension. Thank you for tuning in, and please support me any way that you can, and I hope to see you in another reading. Welcome, group 2. If you chose group number 2, this is the reading for you. This is pink calcite crystal, and we are doing a reading about the root chakra. So already, as this begins, I'm feeling some heavy energy. For me, it's in my belly. I'm just remembering to tune into my feet on the ground and tune into the feeling of my body and bring myself present and grounded to the situation so that my energy structure can move everything through that's heavy. So just take a minute to tune in. Let's take a deep breath. And I'm already starting to get messages. It's kind of like you're in the ethereal space and as an astronaut exploring and kind of needing more grounding and more focus in the physical dimension. A lot of us struggle with this with all of the technology and all the information. It's very mental energy, and it needs to be processed, it needs to be moved. Some of the easiest ways to move mental energy is actually through the physical dimensions, through movement and through work. So if we can focus on things that we love and move through them, it will help with whatever mental struggles that you're having. And if there's any heavy energy, any grief, emotions of pain or suffering or anxiety or fear, then this is just a good time to call in peace and tranquility into your life, harmony and balance, and to pay attention to your physical body. Let's get started with the reading. There's already a lot coming in, so it's really nice energy, a lot of movement. We're starting with the Medicine Woman Tarot. I have 3 cards that I pulled here. I haven't looked at them yet, so let's get started. We have the Dancer, the World, 5 of Stones, and 3 of Stones. Okay, so we need boundaries here. There's something about good boundaries. There's a lot of really good movement happening and a lot of skill for exploring and experiencing all of the different things that you love in the world. We have an exchange of creativity happening. And then this is pretty similar actually. So this is just showing what you're developing. and expressing your ideas to others. And I actually got the boundary thing through the numerology. And I just see a lot of Saturn coming up, and especially because we're at the root chakra as the main theme. We're seeing there's dancers here, there's dancers in the background, there's buildings in the background, there's a shift that happens as we go through these cards. And I'm seeing the need to be aware of your surroundings a little bit more, and to basically like contain your excitement and enjoyment energy for your own personal fulfillment, rather than sharing with people who aren't able to fully receive you. There's an excitement to share, to interact, and to engage. And underneath the surface of everything, there's just this feeling of needing to contain yourself a little bit better, needing to figure out your own energy, rather than moving to other people as energy exchange. How do you say it? Rather than depending on other people for excitement and for expression of energy, it's time to identify your own basic needs as far as human interaction and creative sharing goes. I see a lot of intuitive and psychic abilities here that are grounded and that are instinctive, that you don't really have to think about or worry about. And there's a message here to allow other people their own process within everything. So to allow other people to have their own space as needed, to allow people to come to you and approach you as needed, to allow people to have their own opinions about what you're sharing is really, really good here. And be aware of who you're sharing with and what you're sharing. Now, on a more optimistic note, this is a lot of gifts to be shared. This is a lot of, you probably have a lot of knowledge of a bunch of different areas of whatever you're doing, and you're really eager to help and to be of service. So this is really great energy. I think that you can be of benefit to the world the more that you take care of yourself and the more that you find your own base function or base design, what your own true natural gifts are, and really being solid and clear about what that is, what it is that you're offering the world. And then creating opportunities for you to be able to share of yourself and your services in ways that can be received really easily. Right now, language is coming up, maybe reassessing the way that you approach how you word things, or getting out of old loops or patterns. I'm seeing someone updating their cover letter, and they're just starting fresh completely, starting from scratch again, in order to find new ways to word what it is that you're doing, new ways to perceive what it is that you're doing, or new ways to share it with other people. You might want to develop your skills. This also shows identifying skills that you would like to develop and talents you want to increase, and then setting up a goal and a plan for yourself to be able to do that. I see a lot of extroverted energy and just the need to really take time for yourself and focus on centering all of the creativity. Let's go with the Shadowscapes Tarot now. We have the High Priestess coming up. We have the Five of Pentacles. And we have the King of Wands. Okay, so there's inherent instinctive, intuitive abilities that kind of have a mind of their own, is what the message is. Essentially, that your intuitive abilities or your ability to have insight or whatever it is that you're gifted with runs freely, is liberated. There's something about the way that you express that you're not having to think, you're not having to hold yourself back, it just happens. But there's been disappointment because of that. There's been disappointment because there's so much excitement and so much capability within you that you share it really easily, and not everybody knows how to receive it in the best possible way. There's a transformation happening about how you view yourself in the world, and there's a need to be more valuable to yourself. You yourself need to be the priority here. I would say you already know how to take care of yourself really well, but this is about stepping up into a new value or new perspective of yourself. I don't know if it's maybe just identifying that you're more of like an angelic type of being or a higher being, or maybe it's acknowledging what you're actually able to do and how good you are at it. And then this is basically requesting introspection, time to rest, and time to allow transformation to happen. There's going to be a maturation to where you're going to start a new process with how you interact with others, or with how you go about your life, or with how you achieve things. And it's going to take some work to build, but it will have fruitful benefits. It will be like here we see a lot of movement, we see strength, leadership, and authority. There is like an identification with a skill or a power with the staff that he's holding. And then there's a lot of movement. So this is really like identifying what resonates for you and embracing it, and then doing the work that it takes to make that really flow for yourself. In this image, he's identified with the lion or the cat, that type of strength energy. This could be any type of animal, this could be any type of symbol, but it's very energetic and it's going to resonate with your intuitive gifts here. So it's bringing your intuitive gifts to light in a new way so that you're more fulfilled, so that you're more protected, so your energy isn't being drained or misused. And then making the decision to make that happen for you. There's some sort of upset or disappointment, and it's just going to take basically your own choice for yourself to redefine your own approach, your own identity, and to uplift your identity and how you view yourself in a way that impacts your life greatly. And this will have to do with allowing certain gifts or abilities to come in. I'm seeing now somebody who's like of a witchy type of vibration or more like magical. And this is to allow yourself to express that more and be more upfront with your full self, with your full persona or full identity, full being. This is obviously deeper than the superficial identity aspect, but it's connecting the identity with the true nature and the true root so that you're not finding yourself disappointed, especially by how people receive you. And this says it is possible to be seen in your full gifts and full abilities, or full self, full expression, but that it's going to take time to build, and that it's going to be the beginning of this new expression. So it's going to take patience and enjoyment of each phase of yourself as you go through the maturation, or as you enter into this new transformed identity for yourself. Let's go ahead and reveal the apparition tarot cards. We have the High Priestess coming up again. So we have a repeat of this card. This is intuitive gifts, being able to see into the mystery. This is a lot about being able to tune into the truth underneath the surface. And we're being asked to acknowledge this. If you have these gifts, this insight, this perception, this ability, this intuition, it's time to acknowledge it more and to develop it, to strengthen it, and to really own it for yourself, and to really incorporate it into your identity somehow. It doesn't have to be way out there. It can be a simple thing. It can be a simple start or a simple beginning, but this is definitely coming into the forefront, and it's going to help you overcome any of these griefs or disappointments that have been happening or that you find yourself in. The next card here is the Four of Wands. We have fire energy. We have creating a structure, creating a container, finding a gift in your movement. I see somebody reaching into the void or the mystery or the unknown, and they're not getting burned. They have something to grab onto and to grasp onto. So we're going back to when you're sharing yourself with other people and maybe you haven't been received properly. And we're really needing to reassess that so that you can reach in and get what you need without getting burned. This can be setting up good boundaries. You might have to take an inventory of the people in your life and make sure that it's win-win situations, essentially. Make sure that it's not just you giving of yourself without reciprocation. And it's going to take some self-trust, but you're going to need to find people and support that are more in alignment with who you truly are. And then through that support group or network, this can be people or this can be a passion. This can be a pursuit as well. But through whatever that container is, it's going to help you with your fire energy, which is movement and getting things done. And if there's any depression here, this is going to be the way through, is to find the correct support that can help you fuel your energy. That can be maybe other people who have good boundaries. If you need to learn more about like not giving too much of yourself, not giving away of yourself too much, this could be finding other people who already know how to do that and already know their own boundaries, and then you can learn from them. But I am seeing support coming in and helping you with a new goal or helping you with whatever this new fire within you that is starting to emerge. It's connected to your soul, it's connected to your center, and just remember to stay grounded through all of this, whatever this transformation is. Then we have the Sacred Earth Oracle, Specialization. Yeah, it looks like it's time for you to find a skill to focus on and to hone in on, something that you would like to develop. If there is a skill that you have not shared with the world yet, then it's time to get to where you feel comfortable sharing with the world. And if there's a skill that you have attempted but maybe haven't been successful in, it's time to reassess. Either you need to find something different to focus on, or you need to persevere and continue through until you've developed it in a better way. There can be a lot of different skills. There can be a lot of different skills. And there can be a lot of different ways of sharing. There can be joining a group or joining like a school program or some sort of educational program. But there can also be individual research and developing things on your own based on what you find in your own, like going on YouTube, for example, and starting to find videos about what it is that interests you, or putting up videos, starting a YouTube channel. There are a lot of things that we won't be able to know about our abilities until we actually experience it. So you might have to go through and experience a few different things or try out a few different things. But the need here is to allow yourself to develop and be focused on your own gifts rather than focused on other people's reactions to them. And to really allow yourself to try those things that you haven't tried before, that you've always wanted to. To realize and understand that if you hold yourself back, you'll never know, and you'll never receive that experience or that understanding. So instead of staying in the shadows with this, or not addressing it directly, it's time to take ownership of this passion that you have. And it will enhance every area of your life. This will make you feel happier. This will, whatever, like there might be a frustration here, pent up energy that hasn't been released or explored, and allowing yourself to explore it will open up a new way of energy and a new way of going about your world. And this is actually a really big opening and really big gem that needs to be kept sacred and precious and protected, and that also needs to be shared with others. So it might mean development phase to get yourself to a specific goal, talent, or skill. It might be starting from the very basics in the very beginning, something new, and allowing that new process. And being your own parent, being your own mother, I always talk about that in these videos. I think that there's a need here to treat yourself like you would if you had a child that you're helping to raise. Treat yourself as you would really like to be treated. Make the decisions that you've been holding off on, that you might be hesitant toward. But also clear out the way so you have more energy for yourself. Whatever you're giving to other people that's not giving back to you enough, you need to reassess it and to either clear it away or to fix it and to focus more on yourself. There's some really beautiful magic, beautiful gifts and skills. I could see like businesses forming here. There's a lot of really nice foundational magic, and it'll just take some self-relationship, self-love, self-care, introspection, and understanding yourself in order to open up these new gifts. There's a lot of energy to be accessed for you. Okay, so there is a lot going on and a lot of movement. It is possible to overcome whatever it is that's setting you back, and it will take your own personal choice to do that. I hope this helped. I thank you so much for tuning in and for listening, and I hope to see you in another reading. Please support, like, comment, share as possible, and yeah, best of luck and best of wishes in finding your deepest passion and truest identity here. Welcome, group number 2. If you chose group number 2, this reading is for you. This is the red jasper. This is a protective stone used, it's enhanced as it's used step by step and day to day. We are tuned into the root chakra, and we're speaking from that place of the root, foundations, grounding. If you're having any trouble with fears, anxieties, or worries, this is a good reading for you. This could be a good reading for you, is what I was going to say. This is a healing vibration, essentially, or a healing resonance for all of the root issues. So it's like fears, basic survival, basic instinct. And there's a lot of energy in the root. There's a lot of energy to be accessed, a lot of energy to be directed, a lot of energy to be used. So there's a lot of good potential. It's connected to the physical dimensions. It is our embodiment, our foundational structure. We're starting with the Medicine Woman Tarot, group number 3. We have the 6 of Stones. This is renewal, recycling, finding experiences that get you refreshed. This is checking into yourself and really taking account of your energy, how you feel, and allowing for experiences that will renew you. This is a 2 of Arrows, is the next card. We have obviously an archer here with an aim or sight and a goal in sight. There's an aim and there's a focused direction. And then we have the Teaching Lodge of the Arrows. This is a gathering energy. This is, of course, teaching and learning, exchanging information, and exciting each other and letting each other be inspired by one another within a community, offering community or group inspiration and support. So we have a singular figure here at the river washing a stone or crystal, it appears. We have the archer with a specific goal, and then here in the future position we have the teaching lodge of the arrows. So what I'm seeing here is taking care of yourself and your own energy in a way that creates clear vision and focus for you to achieve a new goal that involves gathering other people. This could be attracting an audience or attracting a following, or this could be creating a new teaching system, or this could be participating more within groups or within school, within classes, allowing your full light to be seen. Let's go ahead and reveal these Shadowscape Tarot cards. We have the Magician coming up, the Wheel of Fortune, and the Knight of Cups. Wow, we have a lot of confirmation energy. This is confirming your power and your ability to take care of yourself. This is confirming your relationship with yourself. And the Magician, this is magic and resources. There's a lot of potential and opportunity with the way you go about life for yourself here. There's a lot of, there is a reminder to stay renewed, to recycle old energy as needed, to release and to let go, and that'll clear the way for true magic and clarity to move forward in your life. Then we have here that clarity and that magic directed into a focus, and there's fortune on your side. So wherever it is that your focus is in your clarity and your truth is going to be what will be successful for you. Whatever you're focused on that you have a dream or vision for, there is the potential for a lot of success with it. And these are major life things. These two cards are major life events. So this could be realization and actualization of what you can do and accomplish. And starting new plans and new goals that are successful and that are realistic, because you know yourself very well here. You know when you need to go and renew yourself, when you need to take space. And it's allowed you to have certain insights into life, into yourself. So now you have a vision and a focus, and just know that that is successful. This is success coming in. This is fortune coming in. This is essentially showing what happens when we have a clean and healthy root chakra. If that's not the case for you now, if you feel like this is elusive, then this is kind of instructions to show you what to do. It's simple. It's really about taking care of your own emotions and your own energy. And the simplicity is that in doing that, you will have a clear vision, your focus will become clearer, and you'll be able to see what is going to be successful for you. And then the third cards here is all about movement and achievement within that vision or the focus. This is about going out into the world, being seen, shining your light, participating, being inspired and inspiring others, sharing information. This is about movement, expression, and interaction. And same with the Knight of Cups here. There's a goal in sight, and look at all of this momentum moving toward the goal. There is a horse being ridden, and there are waves going on. So there are multiple layers of movement that will support you. It's just a matter of aligning and attuning and centering to that truth that will give you the clear focus and that will allow you to feel confident in expressing yourself and moving toward your goals. We have two cards from the Apparition Tarot that I will reveal now. Remembering to stay grounded within all of this, whatever this movement is, and centered. We have the Wheel of Fortune repeating itself. This is fortuitous energy. Here we see options. We see different paradigms and different realities and different possibilities. Success will be had. It's about making a decision, and it's about doing work. It's about taking into account all the possibilities for yourself and choosing the best direction. If you have trouble choosing, if you have trouble making decisions at the moment, then you need to take into account what you need to do to get yourself clear and to get yourself feeling better so that you can make clear decisions. And so it's not about having to contemplate the decision, it's about having a clear insight come in that you just don't doubt. And in that way, with this clear intuition, it's like a knowing, like I just know that this is what I need to do, and I know that it will be successful as long as I work toward it. And then the Ace of Swords. Okay, here we have the beginning of mental energy here. We have a shift in focus, we have clarity being achieved, and this is very much the potential of that specific focus or that specific path. So as you get clear within yourself and take care of your own needs, you might need to clear away any security issues. If it means finding yourself a better place to live, finding yourself a better space, cleaning up your environment, removing yourself from toxic people, there's going to be a need for clearing so that you can gain a central focus, and it's the beginning of something new. It's the beginning of a new path for you. And it might even be a new path that you can share with other people. But this looks like someone who's a little bit more reserved and really meticulous, really focused on what you're doing or your project. And then the change that you'll be experiencing in this clarity that you've received or you will receive through your centeredness is you're going to be more active in the world. And you already have skills to take reserve of yourself, to take space, maybe to be isolated. You might be introverted. And this is offering opportunities to be more expressive and more extroverted in the world. It might take work to find the correct people or to find the correct situations, but it will start small. There is a beginning with the small things and the small steps. It might be that as you run your daily errands, you just lift your head up a little bit more and you just see people around you at the gas station or at the grocery store. You just start noticing a little bit more. Maybe allowing more eye contact with people. Maybe getting out of the house a little bit more often. Maybe finding community activities that interest you. Maybe going to a show or a theater more often. But there's an opening due to centeredness here. Tuning into your soul, your root, your power, and your efforts, making sure that you're clear in it, and then achieving new goals because of it. And there might be some planning, there might be mental energy, but this is really instinctive coming through. That whatever new focus or new thought is going to be backed and driven by your own vitality and motivation and life force. And then I just see a different lifestyle. I see it doesn't have to be a change in everything. I see you incorporating more extroverted activities into your life or being more expressive. It could be even if you're living with other people, maybe interact with them a little more. Maybe check in with them a little bit more. Talk a little bit more. It's really about showing up and interacting. And then applying your magical gifts into the world. And I'm seeing surprises and miracles happen. This is a path of miracles. Miracles to me, this is like what you prayed for comes to fruition is a miracle. Something that you've been desiring or longing for suddenly shows up in your physical life. That is a miracle. Maybe if there's any challenges or problems, experiencing a small shift in your life that navigates those problems away from you a little bit. That is a miracle. There are many, many, many miracles all around us all the time. And this is going to be really accessing that within the world for yourself. The last card here is the Sacred Earth Oracle, and we have absence. Absence. I'm seeing a reminder, there's a few reminders here, but if you are absent with yourself, you will not be able to see this vision clearly. I'm sorry, but it's just saying that very clear. If you are not taking time to yourself, and if you are absent with yourself, this vision will be absent. You're not going to be able to tune into it. Or if you do tune into it, there's going to be a blind spot. So that's more on the ominous side. On the positive side, this is telling the beneficial gifts or abilities from taking time. Absence in this positive sense is about retreating into your own space and environment and creating space through meditation or other creative endeavors so that you are clear and so that you know what you need to achieve and you know what your purpose is and you just do it. There's no question here. So it can be on the ominous side. This can be a warning, like you need to take care of yourself if you want to achieve success here. And it's also on the positive side, saying the amount of time that you take to care for yourself is going to increase your clarity and your vision, and it's going to bring in successful opportunities for you. Okay, so this is a lot about self-care and doing what it takes to create a centeredness in your truth. If you need to detach from other people, that might be useful here so that you can really get a sense of your own energy and your own nature and your own gifts. But it's tuning into yourself to create clear vision so that you can reapproach the world in a new, more adventurous, more explorative, more magical way. And this is bringing in miracles for you. Everyday miracles. Okay, that's group number 3 with the red jasper. Thank you so much for tuning in. This was all about the root chakra. This is a lot about getting clear and having clear vision so that you can show up in a new way, so that you have new vitality to interact with the world. Thank you so much for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that that is supportive for you. And I hope to see you in another reading. Please support my channel as you can. That always helps. And best of luck with everything that's going on for you. Hello, group number 4. If you chose group number 4, this reading is for you. This is the garnet crystal, and we are tuned into the root chakra. We're talking all about the root chakra. The color red is associated with the root chakra in the, I think it's the Ayurvedic systems, like the Indian systems. So we think about the color red, and there's a lot of vitality, there's a lot of energy, a lot of resource, a lot of reserves. This is already telling me about taking into account the way your energy moves about the world and where you expend your energy. This can be calling in energy to yourself and tuning into your true vitality. This can be kind of like a new oomph, well, the root to me is very physical dimensions, but there's fire in it. There's so much kinetic energy just in existing and being. So let's go ahead and get started with the reading. Let's see what's going on. I'm going to start with the Medicine Woman Tarot cards. And here we are continuing to talk about the root. This is like a lot of base foundational energy. The Two of Pipes. The Totem of Stones. The Snake, the Crawlers. Rebirth, the Sun. Okay, so I'm just taking this in and taking a breath, tuning in and grounding myself, feeling my feet on the ground. I see here in the center this base energy. This is like our base earth energy of having a physical body, existing as a physical structure. On either side, we have, this is more of a vision energy. This would be more in the head space, in the imagination. This is a new awakening that might have started for you recently. This is a new influence, a new friend, a new support that has opened up the way that you see things. As far as past conditioning, this could be growing up in a religious or spiritual family or having a good spiritual base or foundation. But this is a need here to connect our imagination, our vision, and our thought realms to our physical realms, and to make sure that we are connected to the physical even through our spiritual vision. To remember that you are a body, and that a lot of your gifts are in existing as a body, as a physical body. That there's pure energy running through your body all the time. You have a nervous system, and it's like an electrical current. There are a lot of different ways to tune into the body, but just remember that it's so important that we exist here as physical, and there's so much energy to be accessed. So whatever the vision is here will be helped and aided by being embodied and being physical and paying attention to your physical needs. In the future position, we have the sun, rebirth. This is a major arcana, so this is something big coming in. So whatever the spiritual vision is here in the beginning, we're seeing it lead to a complete new rebirth as it's incorporated with the physical, with the physical body, physical resources. This could be about also having a spiritual connection or a spiritual vision, and needing to take care of the fundamental basics in your day-to-day life in order to expand that vision and to really enhance your spirituality. So if there's a feeling of separateness between the spiritual vision and the physical existence, then we're being asked to incorporate those and to take care of our needs so that our spirituality can take full bloom in our lives. And so that we can find spirituality and we can find a connection to our creativity within the mundane tasks, within the chores, and within that, whatever that work is that doesn't always feel inspired. It might feel monotonous or boring, and we're bringing in new vision and allowing it to permeate our life. Also remembering that physical dimension is the spiritual dimension. That sounds a little bit weird, but it's that the physical dimension is not separate from the spiritual. It's a way of experiencing spirituality. And that each aspect of our being is spiritual, and we're made of something that is different than what it feels. So we're made of a lot of different atoms with space in between each one, and we feel that now as being physical and solid. But the truth is that everything is spiritual. And that as we open up more to our own basic needs, our own feelings within our body, there is a new birth and a new vision that's happening, and new magic. Here I see a lot of magic happening. It's like bringing in all of that vision, all of the spirituality into your full body. This could be finding an activity like a dance or movement activity, based activity, to where you can move through the energy. This can be about incorporating meditative type of activities into your daily life. Being more meditative at work, for example. You can reassess your vision here. So this can be reassessing the way that you believe about stuff in a way that better suits your natural rhythm. That one I like a lot. So we're reassessing this initial vision based on how we actually feel, not simply the vision itself, but we're really focused on how it makes us feel in the long run. If it's something that is helping you to embody yourself and to take care of yourself, then those are to be accepted and welcomed and ushered in. And if there's any type of belief or spirituality that makes you feel separate or ungrounded, then it's time to figure out how to ground that in for yourself and how to apply that into your physical life. And then it's finding the magic within yourself to the point where you're not You're not dependent on a spiritual ideal in order to access the feeling of magic or the feeling of awe or wonder. You're really bringing it into your whole being and your whole self, and you're living from that place now. There might be a need to disassociate with certain people or certain groups in order to find a new approach to your own spirituality. But here I keep seeing just really beautiful energy that is what you're walking in magic all the time. You are in magic with everything that you do. It's not about conceptualizing the magic, it's about living the magic. So let's move forward to the Shadowscapes Tarot. We have the Three of Cups, we have the Strength card, and we have the Four of Wands. So in this previous ideology, spirituality approach, a lot of it is fueled and motivated by community connection, by family, by peers or friends, by people of the world. There's a lot of beautiful energy here, but this entire reading is saying that you have the strength to be able to individuate, to be able to take what you've learned from your community spirituality or your family spirituality and to apply it to yourself. And you can even do it without losing people. You can do it without making people too mad or upset. You just have to really focus on yourself and your own needs rather than focusing on other people. This is also about having a spiritual ideal or belief or vision that is more about fitting into a community and then reapplying those principles in a way that fits for you. It's interesting that there's so much vision and philosophy with this, but what we're being asked to do is to ground in our spirituality and to feel it in our bodies, to tune into our natural rhythm that you have a natural rhythm. It's your body, it's your heart rate, it's your nervous system. We have a natural pulse, and there's multiple pulses. So it's bringing in that spirituality from your crown and from your third eye and grounding it into your body and finding increased strength because of this. So I see someone at a monotonous job and they've been struggling with it for years because it pays good, but it takes too much effort and it requires too much. And I'm seeing this person finding a new activity in their personal life that helps them feel renewed and that connects them to their true passions. And that because of this new activity, pursuit, hobby, or passion, they find that they're way more resilient at work, that they have way more energy. They're not waking up sad and mopey in the morning anymore to go to work because they have a new focus and they've started something that they actually love. You don't have to quit your job in order to find this. You don't have to quit your friends in order to tune in. You might have to leave things. Sometimes you do. This is about your own personal assessment on these levels. You would know for yourself very clearly if you need to quit your job, and you would know for yourself very clearly if you need to leave people. If you feel any doubt with it, it's telling you that you might not have to quit the people, you might not have to quit the job, but you need to tune into yourself and find new passion and new vitality for yourself that can help you to kind of turn the tides or to reapply so that you're grounded in your truth and you're empowered in your body. And then it's going to lead to excitement and new ventures. It's going to lead to a new opening in how you see the world. You will be able to befriend other people and other creatures in the world like you've befriended your family and your community in the past. There's a new opening to sharing your love in a fuller way and a fuller sense, as long as you can reapply what you've learned in a way that works better for you. There's seeing miracles, little small miracles in everyday life. There's a new perspective on the chaos of the world. Maybe it seemed like stampedes, and now instead of a stampede, what do we have? We have like leaping and bounding and beauty. It's a new ability to receive the world better because of opening up to yourself in a truer sense or in a better way. Here we have the Apparition Tarot. The Two of Pentacles. Here we have magnetizing what you want into your life. This is very clearly the two in the minor arcana is going to be the beginning of a phase or process. We have the ace, which is, the potential and the formulation, and then the two is planning. So this is actually figuring out the basics and the fundamentals of what needs to occur or what needs to happen. This can be sorting through, and we have a magnet here. So it's figuring out what you want to attract, what you want to grow, and what you want to magnetize in your life. So if you were going along with a vision that was more community oriented, or that you're kind of going along for the other people, it's time to reassess what you personally want to magnetize into your life and what you personally want to develop. You can either use these as a resource, or you can turn away from them, or you can do a mix of both, but you need to take an inventory or an account of what your true desire is within everything. The next card here is the Knight of Cups. So we see movement energy, emotional movement energy. There's going to be a new emotion that comes through you as you tune into your truth that will motivate you and propel you to your own path. Again, you don't have to leave the people. I really don't see that you'd have to leave the people behind. That's not what I'm seeing. I'm seeing that you can use this as a resource, but that you do need to make a decision to focus on your own needs, to focus on your own truth, and that is going to create a new momentum for you into this new life, this new perspective. Uplifted attitude, uplifted behavior, just like a lot happier. Okay, so the last card we have for you, group number 4, is the Sacred Earth Oracle card that I drew. Surface. Ooh, surface. What is this telling? Ooh. You've only just touched the surface here. There's a few messages. This is what we'll start with. You've only just touched the surface. Whatever this is that's happened through your previous community, peers, spirituality, vision, that is only the surface. This is asking you to dive deep into yourself, to dedicate yourself to your own passions, your own motivation, to pay attention to the voices in your head that direct your actions, to start to confront negative voices or voices that are telling you that you can't do it. You need to confront that, and you just need to make a decision that you can, and you can. It's all within you to make these decisions, to move past the surface of whatever you're touching into, and to feel fulfilled on a holistic level on all layers and levels within yourself. To feel connected within yourself will open new experience. I see new portals and new doorways that are being opened for you, because you are giving more time to yourself, and you're being kinder to yourself, and you're treating yourself like a friend. You're allowing yourself to be who you are, while also taking into account what you want to create and what you want to become. You have a certain magic, and just know that underneath the surface of what magic you have is more magic than you can imagine, more power and more ability than you can comprehend at the moment. You are a soul living as a person, and you have a lot of gifts deep within you that will only be able to be really reached and accessed through your own relationship to yourself. I am seeing, as kind of like a side note, that you have a really strong ability to show up in a way that's safe. That your discernment is really strong, and you'll know who you can interact with and who you can't. That the more that you focus on building yourself and your own identity, the better this ability will be, and that you are safe in the world. This deepness and this richness will not be accessed by every single person. This is for you. This is your access to your own deep power and gifts. And then there's going to be discernment of when and how to share that with other people. And it might even be that you have the same interactions that you've had, but you have a new relationship with yourself. So you're less dependent on other people. And then that is going to allow for a maturity to develop, and integrity within your own structure, steadfastness, safety, and security within the world. And then there's not really any worry about bad things that'll happen. There's really just a focus on what you want to achieve in your life. Okay, so we are recentering and refocusing here into ourselves, into the core of our being, so that we can create new miracles and new magic. This is very beautiful. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for tuning in. I hope this helped you. And I hope to see you in another reading. Please support my page and my channel as you can. And best of luck to you. Thank you so much.